signature. So now that's why we have. Well, stop scratching it then. So that's why we have the necessity of flipping the grid. Now, this is not the first time it was done. A reference is the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, where he talked about they used the secret weapon to oust the invaders. Man, they blocking my people out. So Beverly being blocked out, I done sent her an invite and she said they won't let her in. Um, I sent Portia an invite. She don't even know I'm on here. So y'all see what's going on. So if y'all know any of them, try to tag them in the video. See if you can get it where they can get linked into the video. Because that's the only way that you defeat the devil is you find a way around his traps. And yeah. Because they not getting in. They blocking me out because of the information that's being given and the importance of it. There go Portia. She got in here. So Portia, I'm talking about the women being able to find the women in their area. They need a means of connecting. They need to let each other know where they at. Like, I'm in this city, who in this city. You know, you ask that, y'all look at the comments and y'all ask who know where you at, and then y'all can connect from there because y'all gotta know where each other at to get started. Once y'all get started and the vibration get to moving, y'all not gonna have to look for each other on anything other than y'all hive mitochondrial connection is gonna tell y'all. That's gonna lock y'all all together, but y'all gotta get it started first. The hive connection is the same as the bee. Wherever you take the queen bee, all the other bees will follow her wherever she go. They know where she at. It's the same with Mother Earth and her daughters. Once they start waking up and reconnecting their hive, all of the queens, these were your earth queens. Once they make this connection again, then Earth wakes up. This is what they call flipping the grid. Earth was put together put to sleep through sorcery and science. It'll heal itself if the women want Earth to heal itself. But Earth can't heal itself if the women are blocked from letting her know that this is the time she chose for her daughters to wake her up. That's why we becoming conscious. That's why you got guys that speak like me about the matriarchal system, because she wakes certain ones of us up to make sure that the men that's not supposed to be here don't get in their fucking way. So they wake some of us up. And I'm the worst one to wake up. They only wake me up last every time. I'm always the last motherfucker when some shit go down that they wake up. Tupac is always before me. That's your King Tut. If you don't know who he is, that was King Tut. He's still here. They got him before. They not going to get him again. He ain't the same idiot. The dang Cherokee was specifically created to produce some people that we call reservation invaders, $5 Indians. Mm-hmm. This is who they was making their contracts with under the pretense that they was making the contracts with us. But when you go to all our elders, they say we never signed treaties with them people. Our people never signed treaties with them. So who in the fuck is this signing the treaties? It's the servants they brought because they fought wars against the Mongols and the Huns. Look at the people when it testify of itself. They fought wars with the Mongols, the Huns, and what we call as the Aryans or Arya-Vedic peoples, what we call Hindus. These people became the servants of the Moors in Europe. As prisoners of war, they became part of the bounty that they won. And these were their servants, or as they call them, they pets. And Mama said that nobody should be thrown away like trash. You can't make other human beings your pets. I agree. So when they was telling us the slave stories, what they was leaving out parts is that the big house is Big Mama house. Big Mama always had a big house because she always had a lot of her grandkids, great grandkids, nieces and nephews all living at the house. When they turned our family dwellings into POW camps, they rebranded them as plantations. They stopped calling us so-called Indians and started calling us Negroes, blacks, and coloreds. But none of those things was actually us. None of this shit in English would have had anything to do with us if we'd have held on to our original languages. But what do? They start murdering us for teaching our children the original tongues. But when you go back off in New Orleans, up in the woods, they still have tribes that speak the original language. Same with Mississippi, backwoods Mississippi. You'll be talking to somebody and they just sound like a good old country boy. Then another country boy get up and it'll sound like they talking Japanese.
You are absolutely right, because I'm from Louisiana.
And I'm like, what the hell is these niggas talking about? I ain't never heard this shit before. They talk in the native tongue that predates the settlers. So our original tradition is the only way to get these people out of here, and that's an oral tradition. When they tell you to fill the paperwork, the paper is the paper chain. The paper chain ties you to a straw man status as a national. We in order for us to not need nationality, we have to rise above nations. Nations are corporate entities created to farm humans. I can't say it no other way. It's a slave system.
And it was
Those
called
who,
clans. They were called clans. They were like, we were clans. We were
yeah,
territories.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the Europeans' word, first of all, European language was originally a Twa language from the Twa peoples that came as the Orisha that be rebranded as Irish. And the Irish or the Orisha formed two distinct clans. One of them was called Scots, named after Scotta, and the other one was called Irish, named after Orisha, right? The Twa people that settled in the islands. The ones that we call more stronghold is in Switzerland globally. That's why Switzerland is immune to the wars. They infiltrated Switzerland when the last Swiss war, when they fought the French. So all they was doing was staging a war so they could do a mass evacuation and set up a banking system for control in Switzerland.
What about Absalom Jones? I heard you mention him. Was he a dirty?
No,
Okay.
Absalom Jones and Prince Hall was the first of the chiefs on the land that discovered what was being done was they was using our rites of passage against us and weaponized it in the lodges by blocking us out of the institution so we can never develop mentally and psychologically and spiritually enough to know who we are. It
Yeah,
was basically the denying us of the knowledge itself, and they was the first, well, two of the first ones on record that actually tried to bring the secrets out of the lodges, and they responsible for these college fraternities as the byproduct of Prince Hall Masons hijacking the system of academia that they was teaching our children against us. So they used the fraternities and the sororities in order to get our people out of that cyclic system of oppression and make them be more independent thinkers. Those those organizations is for a reason, and they are extensions of our rites of passage that was stolen and hijacked.
So who's running the world then?
Well, right now the world is what you call in the balance, and that's because there's a power shift in real time taking place. We screaming free Larry Hoover, free Angel Bay, free Malachi York. We screaming free Mumia and all of these people. This is my council of elders that I selected that I'm speaking on, and they are in a place called Raven Rock, Colorado, in the Cheyenne Mountains. And while they're there under the FEMA continuity of government, they are changing the power structure of America. And America is going to be the lead power structure of the planet in a unified global community. Because everybody got invaded by the same motherfuckers trying to do the same shit to their kids. And we tired of it.
Yes, we
Malachi
are. We tired of the molesters. We definitely are.
You said
Yeah,
Malachi
they-
York. So he was praying.
I have one question to bring us back when you were talking about CFA.
Yes.
CFA said as well, we're on the lost tribe of Israel over here in
Right.
the so-called melting pot.
Okay.
And I wanted to know, based on that, as far as that goes, what's your philosophy on all of us being the lost tribe of Israel,
Anybody,
the hybrids,
anybody standing in the Moorish Science Temple anywhere would call themselves an Israelite for one reason. Because they are the ones who are infiltrators are from that clan, and those was the ones we was fighting the war with. We are Adamites, Edomites, Earthborn. We called ourselves the Earthborn, right? Children of the stars. They called themselves the Skywalkers who came to claim Earth. They not from here. They from a planet ship called Nibiru, a brown dwarf star that's part of this binary star system that we in. But because the second sun in our star system, Nibiru, only comes around every 3,600 years, right? So it's going to take that long for us to hold in the memory of the Earth in order to know they coming back. It's a famous song that we all know from the Lion King, the Lafayette song. That's the song to the elders that lived on Nibiru. When they came back, every time they came back and the greeting came, it was a whole group of women from every culture around the world that would meet the ship that landed, and they would sing the Lafayette song in different languages. It's the same song. It's in Japan, it's in China, and all of the original tongues, but it's slightly different because of the culture. But it's a welcoming of the ancestors. That's all it is. We know who they is, and they know who we is. They know from looking at us which ones belong on Earth and which one of these motherfuckers can't stay.
I got
The
several.
ones that go ahead, sweetie. What you say?
I got several people in the chat want to know.
Okay.
Okay, the first one that said, "Oh, these people gonna leave and go back to their own home."
They not from nowhere on Earth. If you go back to Elijah Muhammad, he said they not native to anywhere on the planet. Everywhere they go, they start mischief and bloodshed. They turn one brother against the other brother, and then they offer him a solution for a fee. And when they realize what's going on, it'd be too late because they'd have moved on to the next group of righteous people to do the same thing again. And it's the same pattern that's been repeating for the last 6,000 years.
Okay.
And then when you look in the doctrine of the church and Islam and in the Abrahamic doctrine and in the Nation of Islam doctrine, they all say that the devil had 6,000 years to rule and their time is up. Noble Ali said these people stay here was up, but he can't take them out of power till we can run government. So when Taj's telling us civics, he's telling us everything that we need to know while we under the contract until one of us figure out how to destroy the contract that we need to know to navigate it. Navigating the contract is minimizing the trauma of being in a subjugated system. The system is never designed for anybody to flourish but the ones that was in the secret places hiding behind the rocks that they threw over somebody else's shoulder because they was too motherfucking cowardly to take responsibility for their own actions.
So you said that what's his name? Was he set up the guys that
Malachi York.
yes, he was set up.
Yeah, because I heard you mention him earlier. He was absolutely set up, and I just got a message. I think it was either today or yesterday, where the ones who had set him up has been all the government who used them is now turning on them, arresting them for somebody got to take the fall, and the government ain't taking it, so they telling on the niggas that lied.
Mm.
Wow. You know, I had visited his the I called it a kingdom. It was beautiful, and I was like, it just seemed like everybody was happy. Everybody, the children was happy. Everybody, they had their own way of making money. They were building. It was like a pyramid, and I was like, wow. In Edenton, Georgia, it was beautiful.
That's
And
called
then,
Tamaray,
yep,
Egypt,
and then
Egypt of the West.
yes, and about 3, 4 years later, hit this happened. So I was like, wow, this is like they don't want
Right.
to see us have any kind of
So
peace.
the reason they arrested Malachi because they didn't want to arrest Jeffrey Epstein.
Mm.
Ah,
The-
so they needed a fall guy.
so what they do and they okay, so we talked about Babylonian money magic, Babylonian sex magic, and Babylonian blood magic. But we didn't talk about the part of the sacrifice of the righteous. So you have to find somebody the same amount of clean as you is dirty, and then accuse them of the shit you doing, and that's how you sacrifice somebody.
Mm.
So the system, the government, instead of going to get Jeffrey Epstein, they sacrificed Malachi York in his place. The same thing with Harvey Weinstein, they sacrificed Bill Cosby in his place.
I kind of figured all these, just like a lot of people want to R. Kelly. I think R. Kelly was set up. They all is
R.
doing
Kelly is retarded. I
this.
just got the receipt, and I posted it on my Instagram page. I've been telling these people, the doctors came back to say his IQ is the level of a second grader.
Oh damn! But he's a musical genius.
Right, that's called an idiot savant. I've been pointing out the fact that R. Kelly, every one of these girls just about that claim he did something to him, met him, he was in the studio. My grievance was if R. Kelly is guilty, why y'all not arresting these people that's bringing these little kids to the
The
studio?
parents,
Them the
right?
motherfuckers that's the dirty ones because he retarded.
Yes,
Exactly.
because he's really what you consider to be artistic.
Autistic,
He,
yeah,
yeah, he can comprehend music notes. He can write them and
yeah,
all that. But anything else outside that box that he's in, he can't comprehend.
right. Because he got the mind of a second
Yeah,
grader.
yeah. Because
So
I work with mentally challenged, so I already know what artistic. Because
I I
I
find
have
it
friends with children like that as well.
I find
mhm.
it strange that the parents would just leave their teen daughters
Well, if you
with a
listen to
grown
the
man.
stories that some of them telling, some of their mothers was involved in a threesome relationship with R. Kelly with their daughter.
Hmm.
So my grievance again is the same. If you're gonna, I'm not saying don't punish R. Kelly. I'm saying don't let the motherfuckers with they that was in their sound right mind doing this dirt get away with it,
Yes,
and
they
then
all
punish R. Kelly for being retarded.
Exactly.
all should be probably just like with the Bill Cosby situation. We all know that there was a plan, there was a whole setup. They for
So
some reason love to set up us because they want you to look at us as the people that's evil,
no,
all
no,
these
that's not
demonic.
what's going on. That's
I
not what's
know.
going on. What's going on is exactly this. It's not that they trying to make us look bad. Everybody that can take them out of power, they have to remove them
Mm,
first.
okay.
Now, R. Kelly had somebody around him, and this is why they turned on him. Somebody around R. Kelly had enough sense to tie his money up where they can't drain his bank account because he couldn't function. So somebody secured his money and they can't get it. So they trying to disgrace him and some kind of way make him commit suicide or something. But he not suicidal. but they want to get to his money that they can't get to because the trust is set up properly where he can only get a certain amount of money annually from his trust until he get to a certain age.
So he don't have it set up where his children will benefit from it?
His children will get what you call allowances.
Yeah, forced, yep. Forced
Yeah.
allowance.
So they doing it's the same way with Social Security. If you on Social Security, your children get a Social Security check.
Mm-hmm.
His trust, when his trust pay his bills, they send his children checks.
Okay.
Now the women gonna probably if they ain't proved that them is kids, and they gonna probably say they're not getting no money. Because it got to be irrefutable proof. A DNA test, he gotta sign the birth certificate. You know, different shit gotta be in place before they can give that child a check. The same way they make you fill out forms to get Social Security form, it's the same way they got to jump through hoops to get that trust money because it can only be given out under certain circumstances and they limit to what they can access.
Mm. So, but ain't some of these people killing their own relatives and stuff for the